I mean, I've seen a lot. I've even seen it in Poland, when there's an alcoholic parent. It's a very hard one to navigate because, especially when you're a child, you don't know any better. And, you're just kind of, and I know because, like, just by reading through the things, and I've seen that with people as well. I've heard people say when they're not drinking, everything's hunky dory, it's great.
Yeah,
And then they do.
exactly.
I suppose if you could just tell us a little bit about what your experience, but also now that you're an adult, for those that might be experiencing that, have you any advice? Because a lot of the times people kind of expect social services or something to come in and help you, and usually you're on your own. But it's like, how do you navigate it?
So it's not easy, especially when you're in it. Looking back now, it's a lot easier to handle it because you're not submerged in it. But when it's happening and the cops are showing up every couple nights, and then you're on the news because your mom passed out while driving. It's just it's crazy. It really is. It's just crazy. And you got to have one of my chapters is called The Power of Support. It really, support is everything. And you could go out and find support. There's local groups, there's, people, even let's say online groups like Facebook groups are really good. And you just have to feel like you're part of a community that has your back no matter what. For me, it was my godmother. My Aunt Joni goes to church every Sunday, prays probably 10 times a day, the holiest person ever. She's got a one-way ticket to heaven, I always say. And she was there every step of the way. So no matter how bad things got, I just knew that, she would come in like Superwoman and just hug me and kind of, reassure me that it doesn't matter that, mom has to go to rehab for 3 months, or John had another, episode or whatever. I try to, you have to, it goes back to the mindset. You have to keep yourself in the right mindset, but you are, absolutely allowed to lean on other people for it as well. But at the end of the day, you have to be mentally tough enough to push past all the noise and just keep yourself in the right headspace. That's really ultimately what it comes down to. And there's a lot of, like, now, honestly, it's probably a little bit easier to stay in the right headspace than it was years ago. But I would also argue that it's also harder at the same time, right? Because you're always comparing yourself to other people's and their lives and this and that. But if you use technology in the right way, you should be able to help yourself as much as possible.